Hello and welcome to the YMAG studio. I'm Max or John, Fred, Bob, whatever you like. Sorry it's been so long since I've done a video. I've been so busy with so many other things, hence the introduction, changing over from Comfortably Dumb to YMAG because I've got so many different bits and bobs going on, just trying to regiment them all. So this is now the YMAG studio, because why not? Yeah, been a little while, been busy, been up to lots of stuff, built a website for the group that you might or might not have heard of. If you're a fellow YouTuber and you want to check it out, the group's on Facebook. It's the YouTube Musician and Audio Guild. Go have a look, join us, one of us. Today I wanted to do a quick video on something I touched on the podcast last week, which is my Stratocaster guitar. Like a lot of people, I couldn't really afford to get into the decent American spec range, so I thought, well, why not go for one of the best spec'd Mexican ranges? Because honestly, we're in an age now where whether it's Mexico or America, it's pretty much, there's not that much difference in it to warrant the cost, for me at least anyway. So I thought myself, I'll get myself a Strat. I wanted a Strat, and I ended up with this one, not out of any more than it was on a really good deal and I price matched it, and that's how I kind of ended up with it. I think for a Fender Classic Player 50's Stratocaster, they're about £750. I ended up with this for about 620. So a bit of a steal. I've never been a fan of a maple neck, so for me it was a little bit of a compromise, but again I wanted a Stratocaster. The specification was really good, and sometimes you have to make a compromise. So I bought this unplayed and I was pretty happy with it, I have to say, but the pickups that come with it as standard are the American vintage type pickups, which whilst they weren't horrible at all, I found that on the top two strings the volume used to dip out quite a lot, especially if you were trying to just play some lead and you'd get up to the dusty end and it would just kind of crap out. There was just nothing there. I don't know why to this day I don't really know why that was, but I know that changing the pickups out have helped. So for anybody who's like me and they've got a Stratocaster and they want to mod it, do it up, make it a little bit more sort of versatile for them, this is what the video is about. So I'm going to start at the top and work my way down because that's polite. The tuners on here are the standard locking tuners, the vintage style Fender locking tuners. The nut I replaced with a Graphtech nut, and then working further down we've actually got rid of the American vintage Stratocaster pickup set and we've gone for a Seymour Duncan Everything Axe set. Because they're stacked single coils, and I'll get onto this one in a moment. This is still a single coil, but it's reverse wound single coil. I didn't know that, so I'll get onto that. Now I put push-pull split pots in here for the coils. Now, being as I thought this was a double as well, there's actually a push-pull, I don't know if you can see that on little action cam down there, on the middle, which all that actually does is disable half the strings. So a little bit of faux pas and newbie foul up on my part there. But other than that, so push pulls on bridge and neck. We've got a super switch on here as well, because in the positions, again down to little action cam, this is position 1 is going to be the bridge, position 2 is the bridge and the neck, position 3 is the, sorry, not the bridge and the neck, the bridge in the middle, position 3 is the middle on its own, position 4 is the interesting one on this, is the bridge and the neck, and then position 5 is the neck. So what I decided to do was have these split so that I could mix and match the stacked single coils at the bridge and the neck, and I have thought in the middle as well, but it didn't. In fact, for fun, let's see what happens when we do that. So just nice and clean, and then whoops, So if you're getting the everything axe set and you decide to go for split pots or do stupid stuff with it, don't bother buying the pot for the middle because it won't do anything. So from that point, we've got down at the bridge here, again showing the little action cam down here, we have Graphtech saddles in replacement of the little Fender, the you know, the kind of scrolly chromium vanadium steely type ones. They're a lot more comfortable. The little grub screws don't stick out and catch your mitts as you're trying to do bits and bobs. They're just, I'd recommend them. They're very good. Right, so modifications wise, obviously the electrics were uprated. There was a load of shielding done on this. When you get this, there's no shielding at all in the guitar body. The only bit of shielding that is on there is a tiny, and I mean tiny, bit of stuck on foil on the back of the scratch plate, and there was a lot of buzz and hum going on with it, so not too good, but I suppose probably true to a 50s Fender Stratocaster. So from there we have the, that's all the modifications done, but what I wanted to do was quickly go through the sounds of the different pickups and what can happen by switching them and changing them around. Okay, so starting on the first position, we're in the bridge and work our way back up through the positions as I've explained them. So everything's on full, and here we go. Position 2, position 3, position 4. Remember, that's the neck and the bridge for this one. And then finally the neck on its own. So that's okay. So now the reasoning for the splitting. So because this has the bridge and the neck and the bridge as a stacked single coil, it's not quite a humbucker, and if you split it, it's not a single coil. It's about that full sort of throttle. It's about 1.5 times as powerful as like a quite a low resistance humbucker. So by splitting them, you're actually getting a pretty weak sort of sound. So there it is just on its own, and there it is full. So split, full. Now what I did that first time round was it was in position 4, so it was actually half of this and all of this. So what I like to do, as I will get round to eventually. Now I've made a mistake with these which needs to be rectified, because of the shape of them, it's actually extremely difficult to use them as push-pull pots. If your fingers are even slightly greasy or anything at all, you cannot get a hold of them. It was a mistake and it's an annoyance, and I need to sort it out. So what I need to do is I need to get some S1 type switches so that I can just have a little tap in there, because the other thing is as well is that, as you can see from action cam down here, is my whammy gets caught on it. So there's been a learning curve, shall we say, but nothing that's too horrendous to sort out or would stop me from doing the same thing again. So with both of the coils split, it gives a really nice, because you're using both split and you're using the neck and the bridge, you get a really nice kind of really quite sort of stratty, that, and that's what you want out of a Strat, but you want a bit of versatility as well. So by whacking a little bit of just a bit of hair on there and a bit of reverb, and doing something with that tone, because we are using that bridge tone there as well. So really nice. Gives you that, gives me what I want out of the sort of thinner sounding stuff, but enables me as well to pop those back in, and if I want to whack a bit more on it, yeah. Yeah, versatile. So you've got the thin stratty sounds for your lower gain stuff and your nice stiletto type moving around the fretboard and all that Mayer-y type jazz, which I want to start learning some of that at some point. But you've also got the fatter coils there for if you want to sort of basically take one guitar with you and not have to go, right, I'm going to use my humbucker guitar for this song or my single coil one for this, because that is an issue people have, not myself per se because I don't gig, but that is an issue people have. And the other thing about it is as well is that I do go and jam and things, and sometimes I want to play this because I love the neck. This has got a soft V profile neck on it, and it is absolutely lovely. When I wrap my hand around it, it feels like home. So that is another great point about this guitar, and something that not a lot of these Strats that are out there, a lot of them are a C-shaped necks, whereas the soft V, I'd advise you to go and give them a try. They're really, really nice. So yeah, that's for me. But so for the future for this, would I buy the pickups again? Yes, I would. Would I split them again? Yes, I would, but I'd use an S1 switch, or the little switches within the pots, because this on there and the fact that they're conical and it's really difficult, you wouldn't be able to, if you was mid-gig and you wanted to do that, you'd be able to knock it down, but you'd make a real arse of yourself trying to lift it back up. So that was a bad move. I would put the switches in, just those. I wouldn't bother buying a push-pull pot for the middle one, because as you saw earlier, that does nothing at all. What I will be doing, because the more time I spend with this guitar, the more I enjoy it, but something I don't enjoy, and I really don't enjoy, is the poly lacquer on it. It's kind of sticky. I've had to take some wire wool, some 000 grade wire wool, and just sort of go across the, see if I can get that down on the camera there at all, just take the shine off it a bit so that my arm doesn't stick to it as much. It kind of, it's not pleasant, and the more time I spend playing, which is getting quite a lot these days, the more I dislike that. So I've been gassing for a Sonic Blue Strat with a rosewood fretboard, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of ham one together out of bits and pieces and learn on that, just strip a Squire or something like that, and just, and then afterwards I think I'm going to do it myself and video documentary it of taking this poly body off and seeing if somebody who's never done anything like this before, let's say I am going to get something cheaper to try on, can actually manage it. I will take the neck. I've given the neck a bit of a satin feel to it, again with the wire wool, but I think the neck is going to go to a professional to have it stripped properly, because that's the, this I'm pretty sure I can handle with a heat gun, but I don't want to go trying to do something too much with the neck, because I don't want to ruin it. So yeah, so watch this space. For any of you thinking about, who's got a 50's classic player and you're thinking about putting some modifications on it, I'd say the Everything Axe set is a good, which is, I'll just say the Everything, did I go through that? I think I did. If I didn't, just quickly, you've got the JB Junior in the bridge, you've got the Duck Bucker in the middle, and you've got the little 59 at the neck. So that's the Everything Axe set. I don't think I did say that, so covered it. Professional. Yeah, so that's everything about the pickups. I would do it again. There are a set of pickups which I might sort of look at once I've stripped this down, or I might put in another build. I don't know, so I'll come on to that another time. But for any of you, as I said earlier, looking to mod your Mexican Strats, I don't think you can go too far wrong. Anyway, I've been Max, John, Bob, Fred, and thank you ever so much for watching me burble on about this. I hope it's been a bit of use to anybody out there who's in this quandary of what do I do with my shrill sounding pickups. And yeah, if you've got any questions at all, or anything you'd like to know, anything I didn't cover, anything you'd like to add, then please feel free to drop a question or comment below, and like and subscribe if you fancy it. And thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.